When taking Adreno Distress Guard, can one potentially repair an inverted cortisol pattern that is low daytime and high nighttime cortisol and hope to rebalance the DHEA levels without the need for exogenous DHEA?
A very good question. Let's say you have cortisol imbalance. Now, this is different than a high cortisol all the time. This is different than a low cortisol all the time. Let's say you have what we might call dysrhythm.
Mhm.
When your cortisol should be up, it's down, which means your get up and go doesn't get going. And then later in the evening, when really it should be down, low, and coming up later, it's elevated.
Mm.
My experience, and I'm now going to quote Dr. Feinberg, 100% of those cases have prior meditation deficiency. They have prior traumatic induction of that hormone dysrhythm. And usually those people, if you just spend 20 or 30 minutes with them and you say, tell me about you. And let's go back to mom and dad and just give me the highlights and the headlines. Very often, people's body language will reveal the time and the trauma that occurred that is still unresolved, that is persisting in the form of this cortisol DHEA imbalance and dysrhythm. Because it turns out if cortisol goes up and DHEA goes up with it, or cortisol goes down and DHEA goes down with it, that you can tolerate that. It's when one goes up and the other doesn't follow. That's what we're talking about. And yes, sometimes DHEA as a bridge is helpful. But the most important is to help them witness and resolve the trauma, to breathe, not hold their breath, breathe through the witnessing of the trauma, and forgive. Forgive themselves, forgive whoever was the cause of the trauma. It's behind us. It did happen. But in this moment, we can practice gratitude and forgiveness. In this moment, we can breathe and witness. And I have found these tools for myself and for others to be quite helpful. So that's what we recommend.